false promises, manipulative tactics leading to financial loss, strained relationships, and throw in a little bit of cult-like behavior and pressure. These are some of the top dangers of multi-level marketing schemes. Now imagine MLMs combined with psychic mediums and manifestation coaches. There are grifters in every corner of the internet, and they just hide behind a facade, pretending that they have good intentions, acting like they're assisting you with your life. But we've got to be more discerning and protect ourselves. Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. My name is Florio. Okay, so the idea here is that we're doing little dips into a topic instead of deep diving. So like, deep diving, I normally like dig into a person's life, look into all their history, look for any dirt on them, and things like that, right? One person that we're looking at, we are going to do a deep dive later. So I thought that it might be fun for us to do it as a live stream. And then the idea is then in chat, you guys can sort of interact with what we're looking at. And I'm going to have chat on the screen. We'll go to the overlay in a second. I'm going to have chat on the screen. We're going to look at stuff together. It was live. Then after we're done, I'm going to make it unlisted or private or whatever. And then I'm going to edit it into like proper videos, and I'll upload them as videos. So it's like you can take part in the live commentary when we do these little dips. So what I really want to do is I want to introduce you guys to some really someone really messed up. Okay. So we're going to do a little bit of a dip. I've already done a lot with her. This person's name was sent to me by someone on Instagram. They out MLMs. And now MLMs and the psychic industry are kind of combining, if you haven't noticed. There's people selling like how to be a psychic course and all that crap, and they turn it into an MLM. They get their students to take the course on how to be a psychic or whatever. And then they encourage their students to recruit more students who recruit more students and so forth. This person, her Instagram is, she's the people's angel, but I think her handle is Sweet Goth BFTV, and her ex Twitter is Sweet Goth 1. And she outs like MLMs and stuff. So she sent me this person, this Alexandera person here. MLM and psychics, perfect. Yeah. So like, I want to do a deep dive on this. I don't know if I'll do a deep dive on her specifically, or if I just want to kind of do like a deep dive on like the MLM, like there's a psychic MLM industry now, like I'm thinking I kind of want to do like a deep dive on it in general. So I thought that this would be a good little dip where we can kind of go over this lady a bit. I've already gone over her a bit. I have some links and stuff saved as well. Then she pointed to me, last night she messaged me and pointed me to this person, Danielle Ryan. And I watched this live and I watched her react to it. So Danielle Ryan, she outs like MLMs and business coaches who are just like selling BS. Like, so she kind of does outing of those people. And it's funny. I love this live stream because I'm watching her and she knows nothing about the spiritual industry. And she's like, what does that mean? What does this mean? Like and then like there's someone in her chat who informs her of certain things, like what they mean in the spiritualist world. And she's like, this is so dumb. Her reactions are so funny. This chick was so hilarious. Yeah. I'm going to play you guys. This one's so bad. Okay. Also, I was informed. So like, I haven't done a deep dive on her, but I've done like a little bit of a dip. So I was informed, but I need obviously to find proof, but I'll just let you guys know what I was informed is that, so she goes around saying that she has a 6-figure business. I don't think she does based on the size of her social media presence and her online presence. I don't think she does. But I was told that she married a rich husband, which she did recently just marry a rich husband. So essentially I was told he's funding all of her nonsense, essentially. So yeah. Yeah, I think he's got money. So So anyway, that's their wedding thing. This just like, when was this posted? 21 weeks ago. And there's their engagement 32 weeks ago. And she kind of, so here's her YouTube, right? She's only got like 491 subscribers. And she just started this business up a year ago. So I just don't believe, like, the thing is, like, I ran a small business too, and I was running like an online business. I was helping people with marketing and social media advertising and all this other stuff. Like, I was coaching people on how, well, I was teaching them really how to do it themselves. Right. So, but I was selling a course to teach people how to use the technology because I'm good at tech. So a year, and like, these are her numbers. Like, I mean, her views are like 100, 200. She's only got 500 people on YouTube. She has 132K followers on TikTok, but just be aware with TikTok, it's like the numbers aren't, they're overinflated on TikTok, essentially. It's easy to get like a video go viral, like this one, 2.7 million viewers. And then you'll get like a bunch of followers from that, but they're not followers in the same, like the followers you get from like YouTube, right? Even Instagram and like Facebook, they tend to be people that come back and interact with your content. Whereas on TikTok, oftentimes like those people never come back again. So what did the top banner say? Oh, wait, which one? This one? Yeah, her whole thing is F yourself. You know, that's her thing. Now, the thing is, she took this from someone else because there's a book, and I learned this by watching Danielle Ryan. There's a book called Unfuck Yourself too. But this lady, she blanked out the U, and the guy who wrote the book, I think, blanked out the C. So like, and you can't really trademark a title of a book, but it's a common practice to take a famous name of something that's already out there on the internet that already has SEO. And like, all these scummy business coaches will tell you to then take that name and make it your business, as long as it's not trademarked or whatever. Name your business that to steal their SEO, you know? So like, this is a common practice that the scummy business coaches do. So here it looks like her TikTok that took off has something, it's childhood, and because talks about mediumship. So I think anything that's probably mediumship related is probably going to have the higher views. It honestly looks like she had that one, like, whatever you call it. It went off. It took like 2 million, and that's where she kind of got her followers from. Because TikTok numbers are very much overinflated, so you can't take them very seriously. Now, she sells a membership, and her membership we'll get into. Essentially, she will do a live stream like we're doing right now, and she does it on Facebook. She records it. Her members can ask questions. She then publishes the live stream as her podcast. But the membership includes that she does a Q&A afterwards with them that she doesn't put on the podcast or something. I didn't play this during the live, but the beginning of her podcast, she actually says that she's recording this on Facebook Live, and she'll do the Q&A like for members on Facebook Live. And she's only got 227 followers on Facebook Live. So, you know, when I look into her a little bit even more, it's like, I don't know. There's no way that she could have a 6-figure business. She just does not have the numbers for it. Now, the one-on-one readings. So she also trains people on how to do this, on how to be a coach, a manifestation coach, how to be a psychic. There's like courses and stuff that she does. See, there's all this course stuff. So she trains people, and then you can also do readings with the people that she trains. And I'm sure there's going to be more people showing up here too, because we got an MLM. This is an MLM psychic. Okay. So she's a business coach, but she coaches you with this weird manifestation crap and as a psychic. It's so dumb. Essentially, she's a psychic who's trying to use her abilities to coach you with psychicness, but with a high focus on manifestation. Now, this is so stupid. She also tries to talk about science stuff, and we'll get into this too. I think I have a portion saved for you guys too. She encourages people to stop taking their medication and manifest their disease away. Like one woman went off her antidepressants or something like that because she was able to manifest her depression away. And she encourages people to manifest it away. Also, she thinks that Oprah is a clone who was sent here by evil forces. It's the stupidest thing in the world. It's so dumb. So I wanted to show you guys this woman, because I might not get around to doing a deep dive on her too much soon or whatever, but we'll see, because I keep getting sent more stuff about her. So all right, so now there's some stuff that I saved. So yeah, I'm just kind of showing you, like, she's got 15,000 followers on Instagram, 500 on YouTube, 132K on TikTok. There's no way she has a 6-figure business. Like, there's no way that she's making 6 figures in a business she just started like a year ago, and she's barely got a following for a 6-figure business maker. Like, no, there's no way. There's no way. Oh, and she's saying master intuition, neuroscience plus universal laws. So also apparently she's a scientist. She's not. She did not go to school for this. She doesn't know anything about neuroscience. All right, we got all this. Her foundational course, all of her course stuff. Oh, she's selling a course on how to make evergreen courses. Classic MLM business coach online thing. This is classic for the industry. You guys might not be familiar with it, but I know it because I experienced it with the small business stuff. Book a one-to-one with her or her team of trained intuitives. Yeah. There's her podcast, advanced level 1 membership, career advantage workshop. She tries to help you with your career too. Like, she can psychic her way into like giving you a better career. I don't know. It's so dumb. The glow up crap, body talk, F dark forces course, get unfucked 3-day intensive replay. Just a replay. How much is this? Hold on, wait. How much is she charging for a replay? $350 for a replay. The one-on-one readings, I believe she doesn't have the prices here. I think you have to fill out a form. That's going to be pricey whenever you have to fill out a form when it comes to psychics. Can we see all the prices, or do we have to click on each one? We have to click on each one. 298. Yeah, like $300, blah, blah, blah. $300, whatever. Free membership library. Let's see. What's this? Dive in the library for 15 to 20 minute video trainings, energy shifting journal prompts, 1 bonus podcast. This is an upsell thing. These are all like landing pages, and then you give someone something for free, and then you encourage them to buy your course, right? Because I used to do this too. This was something I did in my small business as well. Yeah, so that gives you a general idea of what she's shilling. Okay, now I'm going to play you some segments of things. So this is her being interviewed by Manifestation Babe. Also, for any of you guys, like, okay, I was raised in the spiritualist world and all that. I was raised around all this stuff. Just to clarify this, manifestation, you do not need to buy a course from someone. You do not need to have a coach. Manifestation is literally, all you need to do is repeat to yourself your goal. You need to specify your goal and be specific. You need to say what your goal is. For instance, if I wanted to have financial freedom, all right, all you got to do for manifestation is you say, I have financial freedom, and say that. Like, if you want to do, what I'd recommend do is just Google Tesla, the 369, Nikola Tesla, not the other Tesla, Nikola Tesla, the 369 manifestation. Just do that. Okay. And you say it as if you already have it. You say it in the tense, like not, I want to have financial freedom. You say, I have financial freedom. This isn't anything to do with spiritualism. This isn't anything to do with mysticism or blah, 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 blah in the sky. This is literally a psychological thing. You do this because you're trying to convince your brain that you can do this. And you do this manifestation and it happens. You get what you want because you've trained yourself that this is your goal and this is what you're working towards. Okay. You do not need to hire anybody for this. Just do it on your own. It's not difficult to do. I have a manifestation journal and I update it whenever I've reached my goals. I just update it with my new manifestation. It's just a psychological thing. It just puts you in the right frame of mind. You do not need to pay anybody for this. Okay. Like what I do is just to tell you, because I follow the Tesla, Nikola Tesla. He was a really good, smart scientist before the cars. He's back in the day. He invented alternating current, which was actually better than the DC. And anyway, it's a whole thing. I could do like a whole episode on Nikola Tesla, but it has nothing to do with paranormal. So, okay. So what I do is, and again, this is not a mysticism thing. This is it's with Nikola Tesla. He explains it that the whole world runs on 369. Like, you know how everything in the world can be brought down to like a similar math equation and how everything has order, even though things look chaotic, like there's actually order in every little thing. It's all science related and math related. Okay. Tesla was a math, person, right? Yeah. It's just a self-affirmation. Exactly. So what I do is I have 3 goals and you say them as if you've already achieved them. So you say them in like a present tense sort of thing, right? And then, so I have 3 of them. So I say them 6 times a day. So that's the 3 and the 6. And when I'm saying them, I spend 9 seconds saying the 3 things, or it's 9 seconds per thing. You think about each one for 9 seconds, essentially. Everyone has a little bit of a different spin on it. So just Google like the 369 manifestation Tesla. And it's just an affirmations thing. You convince your mind that you have this and then you make it happen. It helps motivate you, right? It does it on like a subconscious level. You can just do this yourself. You do not need to pay anyone for this. And yeah, Nikola Tesla was genius. He honestly was a genius. Just read up about what Nikola Tesla says about the 369. It's very interesting. It is very interesting. I just wanted to like add this in because like, I know this is a bit of a rant, but I'm just adding this in because nobody should be paying anyone for manifestation coaching. You can do this yourself. You do not need anyone to do it. Like, don't pay these people. These people are charlatans. Okay, so this girl goes on this other girl's podcast, this Manifestation Babe, the Allie girl that we're looking at. And this is Manifestation Babe. They're not on video, so we're just listening to them talk.
Our energy is amongst all the dimensions, all the realms.
Is that too loud? That's the Allie girl that we're looking into.
Realms you can possibly think of. Realm 2 being one of them. We are in realm 3. Realm 2 is where like darker, heavier
is that
energies.
Like third dimension, second dimension kind of vibes? Like where does the 3 and 2 come from?
Kind of. That's a great question. I've just channeled it from source. Like, so when I see realm 2.
Yeah, she's an intense talker. Okay, she says this realm crap in other podcasts and other things that I've also listened to when I've been looking into her. She is just making this shit up. Just to let you guys know. She's making this shit up. She even just said that she just channeled this realm from source, which is like, I just made this up because source, which is like whatever, energy, God, spirit, blah, blah. They just find catchy names to throw on this crap. She just said that she channeled it from source. So she's telling us she's just making this shit up. Like she literally is telling us she's just making this shit up. This lady talks like a crazy person and she's a business coach and a psychic medium. All right.
2, it is like hell doesn't exist. It's not hell, but it's like where
It's a lower
darker
frequency.
entities live. Souls aren't there. It's like darker entities that like to get on you, suck your light, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Realm 4 is where source is. We're in realm 3.
Okay.
So when we are doing this, we're blasting our energy open. Now, what happens with that is if we don't have dark force mastery and we don't know how to clear ourselves of these other energies, even just other people's energy that you're now taking on, it affects us 92%. 92% of your life and your day, between 92 and 97%, is not your own.
She's just pulling numbers out of anywhere. Like, this is so stupid. She is convinced that everything around us in the world is like this dark energy. She's literally doing scare tactics. Like, I don't know. I think she knows what she's doing. She's doing like a scare tactic thing. I've seen other psychics do this as well, where they will essentially scare you saying that there's all these dark forces around you and only I am the one who can protect you and teach you to protect yourself. So you need to pay me. So, yeah. This is an Ed Warren thing, says crap with intense confidence. Yeah. It's like, and she swears a lot too. So I think she's trying to copy, like, because Sylvia Brown was really crass and John Edward is too. He gets like angry and crass. Teresa Caputo, she gets like, I've heard that she swears a bunch. So like, I feel like she's copying some of the psychics who are a little bit crass so that she can try to make a brand for herself as like someone who doesn't give two fucks kind of deal. And then she's just saying the wildest shit, essentially to scare everyone so that they come buy these things. These percentages, peer reviewed, yeah, and show the math. Yeah, it's just like she's making shit up.
When you are not clearing off these energies, other people's energy, you are taking on 92 to 97% of other people's thoughts and energy and these dark things. And people leading these ceremonies will say they have dark force mastery, but the same.
Oh yeah. She's also talking about people that are doing like ayahuasca. She talks about this in other episodes and podcasts and stuff too. So essentially she talks about people are doing the ayahuasca and the plant medicines and going on like the ceremonies for that. And she's saying when you take that stuff, you open yourself up to all the dark forces and then they attach themselves to you. And that's why you shouldn't do this stuff, which I agree that you probably shouldn't do that stuff. Like, you know, do your research or whatever. But like most people don't go to like a real shaman for it. And yeah, it's a whole other thing. But I just think that you should do it properly because it's very traumatic of an experience if you don't. So, yeah.
Age and the Palo Santo ain't working. The dark forces are going to smell it. They're going to be like, oh, you know, smells a little weird, but like, you're funny that you thought that was going to clear me.
Yeah.
And then they take advantage of the humans.
Yes.
And now why we...
And right there, she's saying the Palo Santo wood or sage. She's essentially saying that's not going to help you and that's not going to cleanse you and that won't do anything because you're taken over by dark forces that you don't know how to get rid of. And only I do. Stick to peyote. Yeah.
We should care about having those things on us is they can create massive mental illness, massive physical illness. They can fuck with your career. They can fuck with your relationships. Have you ever found yourself, maybe not you, but like listening, have you ever found yourself responding to your partner and you just have this rage and you don't even know fucking why?
Mm-hmm.
Probably a dark force. Have you ever found yourself like just in your career and it's just like, it almost feels like someone has a fucking curse on you?
Yeah.
Probably a dark force.
Yeah.
People come to me, they think they're bipolar. I go, no, you're not. You have a fucking demon in your brain. I clear it out. They're fine. I kid you not. People who have gone through like a program of mine where I like do this work in it, offer antidepressant medicine. Her name is Michaela. Shout out to Michaela if you're listening. In 3 months. And she was on it for 10 years and in therapy for 10 years trying to figure out her shit because she got to clear herself. These things cause massive mental illness.
Okay, right there. Like that is incredibly dangerous. She is encouraging people who apparently had a bipolar diagnosis, and she's encouraging them to go off of their antidepressants and just clear themselves of the dark forces that she teaches you how to clear yourself of. And she has someone who she's done this with. And that is like my issue with my biggest concern with her is like, You do not do that shit. And people, because schizophrenia is in my family, I'm familiar with it, and they will think that they're getting better. And I've heard that some bipolar people do this too. And correct me if I'm wrong, because it's schizophrenia more in my family, and depression, anxiety. But like they go on their meds, they think that they're doing better, or whatever. They try something, whatever with their doctor, and they believe that they're all better now. And then they're like, I hate the way these meds make me feel. I'm fine. And then they decide to go off their meds because they think that they have a handle on it. And then everything comes like rushing back again, right? Like one of my family members would always go off her meds. So she ended up going on instead. There's like a injection that you can do for schizophrenia, some of the schizophrenia meds. And you get the injection. There's one once a month and there's one every 3 months. And the injection, it makes it so that you can't go off your meds, right? So then we would make sure she would go to her injection appointment every month. And if she missed the appointment, the doctor would call the family and say, hey, she missed her appointment. And then we'd go like grab her and make her go. You don't encourage people to go off their meds because, yeah, they might think that they're fine because you have psychosomatically tricked them into that for a short time. But if they have like an actual severe diagnosis of like schizophrenia or bipolar or something, this is just short-lived. It's just a placebo effect, and it will only be a few months or, 3 to 6 months, and they're going to be right back down into their mental illness. Like, it's so bad. Yeah. Fear Living Chris says, yeah, it's rage inducing by like 96.5%. Yeah. I really just can't like her. Not even a little. Oh my God. Untuck your ears and fuck your ears. Yeah. Oh God. It's so bad.
You have them. And even if you think, oh, I just won't think about it, they're there whether you realize it or not. Ignorance is maybe not bliss with this, because even if you say, oh no, I have angels around me, I have light. Angels want you to learn lessons. Angels want you to master your mastery.
Dark
forces. Yeah. Your higher self also wants you to gain a grip on your reality. It also wants you to learn lessons. They won't protect you from this stuff because higher self sees things as a very different perspective.
Like, and this is all scare tactic right here. Like, she's pretty much scaring you and saying, like, you have these things. You are guaranteed 92% of the guarantee that you have a dark force, and angels and blah, blah won't protect you, right? Like, and she's tapping into the Bible market as well with some of her wording too. Modern day quackery. Yeah. She goes on with that a little bit. So hold on. I want to play you. Sounds like she's referring to thetans. Oh God, right? Thetans. Yeah.
Brain in your energy, using energy work. It's quite easy. In the intuition level 4, I was just teaching how to get rid of the COVID shot from your body. Anything can be undone. So don't worry if you're like, oh my God, I listened to that meditation.
Did you guys hear that? She teaches people how to get rid of the COVID shot from your body. This lady's crazy. Like, I don't.
Like, what do I do? Anything can be undone. So you're not like fucked, at all forever or even past today.
Like, why would you be fucked from a COVID shot?
Let's go into the wolf in sheep's clothing, which I'd say, 70% of the well-known, like super, super famous.
She's one of these like number makers. Like, she's just like pulling numbers out of the fucking sky. There's a bunch of them that show up on podcasts. They just like make up shit. Like
healers or coaches probably have going on. Whether they fully are aware of it or not, you'll hear me talk about in Fuck Dark Forces, like in Hollywood. Sometimes people won't fully know what they're doing to get a contractional dark force put on them. So for example, you are a actor and you really want to make it big. Well, someone could come up to you and be like, hey, I know how to give you this next role in this big movie, a lot of money, power, fame. I have some energy stuff that I can use to kind of help you with that. All you have to do is sign this contract. They might not.
Okay. This is how Hollywood works, guys. She's giving us a lesson on Hollywood. Kristen, Trust in Me, Kyle the Jungle Book. Oh yeah. 70% of Hollywood has, I guess, signed a contract because there's just demons like running around, pulling out pieces of paper and getting you to sign at the dotted line. Yeah.
Know what the fuck this person's talking about, but they signed the contract. Well, signing that contract is basically allowing then these people to then put certain energies on you, absent flight energies, to then aid you in getting money, power, and fame.
Okay, I see what she's saying. She's trying to say that the movie producers and the agents and the director, like whoever's the Paramount are demons. And the contract that you sign when you do a film or whatever is you signing a contract to Satan. So, so stupid. This is so dumb. Why do people give her money? Like, why do people pay people like this? I don't.
Through not the source way, through not the source light route way. Okay. That same, and we dive into a whole modules in that in Fuck Dark Forces, but the same thing can happen.
God, if I wanted to be I could have been a millionaire. I have all this knowledge of the spiritual world and all the buzzwords. I know them all. I know all these terms, and I could just make shit up. Apparently you could just make shit up and then have a 6-figure income. I also have business experience. So, hey, I could be a coach like her too. I'll just make shit up. I don't understand. No, I do understand. There's just some really shitty people in the world. Okay. When I say I don't understand, I do understand. It's just like, I'm just like fathomed at the moment. There's just some really shitty people in the world that like make crap up just to make money off people, and bad. Like, this will hurt people. You know what I mean? Chris, it's all very confusing. People are desperate for purpose. So desperate, this is what they need to hear. Yeah, that's the thing people do. Like, they think everything bad in their life. They're going to hear her, think everything bad in their life is a dark spirit or demon. And they're going to give her, starting at $300 plus more, to try to get rid of these dark entities. So yeah, Ken Barnum said it best. Yeah.
In the healing world, it's kind of like, hey, like, I can put you on these big platforms. All you have to do is kind of sign this contract, and it's just like an energy we're going to kind of push towards you. So some of these healers or coaches may have done that, or some of these healers and coaches may know exactly and not.
Okay, so now she's gone from like, is she talking about directors and producers, or is she talking about coaches, like business coaches and energy healers? I think like there's energy healers, obviously, based on the title of this episode, but like she was just talking about actors. She said 70%. Do 70% of actors have a energy healer? They don't. So dumb.
Really know what they're doing, or some of these healers and coaches may know exactly what they're fucking doing and are very like intentionally
like her,
infiltrating their stuff with dark forces. And I'll explain why they would want to do that in a second. So,
no,
this means there's a lot of, it's well known, like people who are very well known who are probably doing this. People who aren't as well known are probably unintentionally having dark force stuff on them if they don't know how to clear. People who are well known could have the chance of them knowing what they're doing or signing a contract, not fully knowing what they're doing, but like signing a contract. Okay. So we're not going to like name drop too much on the podcast, but we can name drop in the membership. But there are a lot of well-known public speakers and healers who have
She's going to name drop in a minute, and that's what I want you guys to hear. I want you guys to hear some of the name drop that she does. It's freaking insane. Like, she's like it's nuts.
Contracts with dark forces who, when you look at them, you're going to go, oh my gosh, they're amazing. They're such a bright being. They have such a mastery, such an understanding of how energy works, or such an understanding of how life works. And on the outside, they can make it look like they are absolutely bright light and a high frequency. Okay. And it's not until you learn about dark forces that you can see kind of through that and you can see what the truth is at the core. Intuition is kind of like taking plant medicine, how plant medicine lowers the veil, right? You can just do that with intuition and you can lower the veil at any time without needing anything outside of you. And also, not have to have other things poured into you because you're totally like sober while you're doing it. So you can use intuition to kind of lower the veil. And that's why intuition is so fucking helpful, even just for your own life of like what information you should be taking in or like listening to. So you have these leaders and these teachers in the spiritual world or the self-help motivational world who talk like a really high frequency game. And, but they have partnerships with beings that are from other realms. And these beings, they have disconnected from source. The beings have. Okay. So
for any of you, if you're curious, beings, so essentially source is like, she's not trying to say there's a heaven and hell, but she does link angels and stuff in some of her talk too. She's trying to be accessible to people who believe in the Bible and stuff and people who don't. Source is essentially God and heaven, and being disconnected from source and not coming from source is essentially demon, like hell, right? To simplify it. Yeah, Chris, that'll be $600. Yeah, Ken, she's gonna make my eyes roll on my head. Yeah. What are we hearing? There's a few other people I have on my list that talk like this. Like I gotta show you guys some other people. Like there's one on YouTube that's actually really nuts. I'll have to find her. Well, we need to do a dip on her too.
Which are the dark forces. They have the dark forces. The beings have disconnected from source. They're now absent of light. They have chosen to go different paths and have more power than source was willing to give them. Okay. They felt like they couldn't get what they wanted through source. So even angels, certain angels of certain realms even feel like the fallen angel you hear about, right? Like they couldn't.
Okay. So now she's connecting the Bible. People follow the Bible. Now she's connecting that in with her blah, blah, blah. Because she's trying to sell herself to both people, right? I was thinking, isn't this just prepackaged Christianity? Yeah. When is she going to bring aliens into the mix? Actually, I haven't heard her talk about aliens yet, but the other lady who talks crazy like this one, definitely talks about aliens too. And this other lady, oh God, I have to find her. I don't have her name handy. She also says that she spent like 500 years down in hell. And she experienced all this stuff with demons, and like this one here, I feel like she knows what she's doing and she's aware. She's a grifter, like this one. But the other one on YouTube, I think she actually believes this stuff. So it's so bad.
Get what they wanted through source, and they weren't willing to like do the actual work like you guys are in here. They just wanted it quick, easy, done. I'm so desperate. I'm so in fear. I'm so low. I want the quick, easy route out. So they chose to disconnect from source because they wanted more power than source was willing to give them in that moment, because they weren't willing to put in the work to create through the source way of creation. Okay. You can create money and a successful career through source. It just takes more intentional work and doing it through the light way. They didn't want to do that. Okay. So they wanted it quick, easy, because they were so much in desperation of feeling so low. These beings, right? And then people do that too.
Because angels want money. Her like metaphors are all over the place. Like, yeah.
And then the people match up with the beings, and then they like start working together. So that's kind of where I'm going here with the story. So they have chosen different paths, these absent of light, energetic dark force beings. And because of that, human beings to them are like batteries. Okay. People who have light and who are connected to source.
Okay. Now we're in the matrix. Okay. We're in the matrix.
They are batteries to these absent of light beings, because nothing can exist without light. Like literally nothing can live or survive without light. The sun is why food grows, is why
there's actually a lot of life in the depths of the ocean that exists without life. There's also like life and bacterias and stuff that are on like planets and like inside Europa that like don't have light as well.
We have food and all of that. So nothing can grow or be nourished without light. So they still need light. So they start to hook into people as batteries. So these are things that
We're back to the Matrix.
they can, there are things that they can do to hook in and nourish themselves and have power and do whatever they desire. So in order to make that happen, they partner up with human beings. And so what's in it for these human beings? Okay.
Okay, now we're back to soul contracts.
Before that, real quick, these partnerships are things that will destroy your lives. Okay. They will ruin your relationships. They will wreck like success in career. They will wreck health. And
Now this is her scare tactic so that you will be afraid and you will pay her to make sure that these things don't come at you or continue to destroy your life. There's psychics that do this a lot and they do it on purpose.
so much more, but only later in life. At first, you get a really kind of big up in life. It's kind of like a Justin Bieber, how he went up really, really quick and now he is completely falling apart. Like, is he okay? We don't know. So I would even,
First of all, like, it's just really shitty to bring Bieber into this. He's not falling apart because of a demon. I mean, you could say that person is a demon who got, you know the person. We can't say his name because it get like YouTube like freaks out if you say that person's name. Just like to say that Justin Bieber signed a soul contract with a demon and now he's getting his whatever from a soul contract. No, Justin Bieber got introduced to a human who is evil. And sure, if you want to call him a demon, but he's just an evil human because there's shitty people in the world and there's really shitty people. And that person happens to be the shittiest of the shitty. Everyone now knows what happened to Bieber and he hasn't even processed it. And the whole world is trying to pressure him into processing it. Like, that has nothing to do with demons and soul contracts. This is to do with trauma. Like, it's absolutely stupid. I'll take the pink pill. Chris, I'll give her credit. She's a much better sci-fi writer than L. Ron Hubbard. Yeah, she's kind of, but she jumps all over the damn place. Like, she's like, there's a couple other famous people she mentions I want you to hear.
we used to go to the same church in LA. I would see him in church and he would be like rocking back and forth. And like literally like as the music was playing, he would be like I could see him like trying to get these energies out of his body. Like maybe he didn't fully know what it was, but he felt like there was shit in there. And I would see him like literally trying to like get this stuff out of his body.
Okay, she just name dropped saying that she used to go to church with him and watched him struggling with demons during this. Did he even go to church? He's Canadian. It's not as big of a thing here in Canada. Let me just Google. Okay, so him and his wife Haley have gone to church. That makes sense because Haley probably is a little bit more. Someone wrote about them in church in 2023. I don't believe that he was sitting there rocking back and forth while there was a reporter there who like took pictures and was writing a magazine. Celeb friendly megachurch. What is this? Oh Lord, like was Justin okay, so there's this church that all the famous people, all the like actors and famous people go to. You know the classic church scandals that happen with the Catholic Church? Apparently there was something like that happened here. And for some reason Bieber was also caught up in this. I'd have to read this whole article. This poor guy, like honest to God, I feel like he cannot catch a break and get away from horrible people. Like even his mom like pushed his career on him too. Like they were big into church many years ago. Yeah, like it's not a huge deal in Canada, but like I forgot he has a wife that's American. So 97.3% of you have not hit that like button. 87% who do not hit the like button will meet this crazy lady and have to listen to her for 19 hours straight. Yeah. She does do a whole thing about Oprah here. So
it's kind of like that. It's like you
listen to
have
the
a
Oprah
really
thing.
quick up in career and in life and in health and in success. And then you have a massive crash when you work with these kinds of
that's just human nature because we tend to, the majority of us like tend to burn out. One, there's like burnout. Two, there's also the what's it called? It's when you become like successful and you think you don't deserve it. There's a psychological term for this and I can't think of it. Imposter syndrome. So like those are the two main reasons that people crash and burn when they've hit like a peak, right? Is like you either burn out and so you go down, or a lot of people hit like imposter syndrome, feel like they don't deserve it or that they don't belong, and then they start kind of like letting shit slide, right? And I think we've all kind of been there at these moments, and it's just common. It's also like with famous people, people get into somebody and then they lose interest. Like the smallest thing can cause like a big decline as well in fans and everything too.
We've got this like type of coach or motivational person or healer that people are attracted to. And they've got these huge followings, right? Like well known across the world. And it makes it really difficult to figure out, are they in it for the right reasons, the wrong reasons, because they talk really good game. And you might even feel really good when you're around them. And we're going to talk about why this happens in a second. But this makes up a huge portion of the people who are just really known in the world in the healing and coaching space. Okay. Like that's kind of what we're going to talk about right now. So then the other type of person is like the younger healer, the younger coach who has studied under one of these teachers. And they themselves are light being, but they are working with knowledge that they haven't been able to intuitively vet. So they're teaching things that is good and is light, but there's still some like dark force information infiltrated. So
she's literally like, this is her business setup too. Like this is I feel like she's just talking about herself, but it's funny. The joke that Danielle made, which I really liked. Sorry, I'm choking. She said it's giving like, I'm not like the other coaches. Like she's got total pick
you don't
energy.
fully like get the click or get the shift, right? And we want to be able to have the intuitive skills and learn precise intuition, which is why I fucking love teaching it. It's why we have our intuitive courses, because we want to learn that precise intuition and that awareness of dark forces so they can look at information. They can see like the gold nuggets, even if it is like some of it is like not good information. They can find the gold nuggets and they can pull that information and then kind of like leave the rest. Or you can see like, oh, this meditation is actually reprogramming my subconscious in not a good way. Like maybe I shouldn't listen to that, right? Instead of going, oh, everyone else listens to this. This guy's really famous. Like, let me listen to his meditation, right? Like people have this bias of like, oh, if they're famous and well known, they must be really good.
Like she's not famous and well known yet, right? So like this actually is screaming very much pick me.
But if you look at Hollywood, how do you get famous and well known? By signing a lot of like shit and contracts, right? In the healing space and the coaching space, there are ascended masters and light beings who are meant to be famous and well known, like a Jesus Christ or like certain people like that, right? And they are here to be that, to help and heal the world. And that is a thing that is for sure happens. And also there are people, coaches, healers in the healing space that are well known because they've signed certain contracts that have helped them kind of get there with absent of light beings. So just because someone's famous and well known does not mean it's because, you know, it was all of light. Sometimes it could be, right? There's a lot of people where that's the case, of course, but then there's also, because that was like their soul pull to have that happen. But then there's people who maybe that wasn't their soul pull and they were mad about it because they wanted the fame and the money and the power and to be seen as like a good person, right? And so they took a different route, or they weren't willing to get there through source. They weren't willing to do the inner work to get there. So they took the fast route to get there, which is never the best route.
She's just like talking in circles. Fame, money, and still be a good person. Like honestly, the majority of people would want that. So like for the most part, at least at one point in your life, because even I remember like playing as a kid and like we'd do like these plays, just put on these plays and we'd be like, I'm going to be an actor when I grow up. And like, you know, because TV, it like trains us to that it's a fun job when it's not. Saying so many words could mean so little. Yeah, she just like word vomits. It's word vomiting. Yeah.
In my opinion. People don't really have the ability to look at and feel into who is really actually fully light and who isn't. And this is where the big problem is, like where, you see thousands of people who feel like they're doing really, really good things. But then when you look in on the work that they're doing from an intuitive perspective, they actually have a lot of information that's infiltrated by dark forces, even if it sounds good. Like Oprah, for example. Oprah, at one point.
Okay, here it is. This is the good part, guys. This is the good part. It's funny.
Was actually a really, really high frequency light being. Okay. So a really high frequency light being. And she actually had really good fucking information. Well, one day, it feels like when I look at intuitively, she either got threatened or her family got threatened. And it was basically like, you're going to basically either do what we say, come onto our side. This was like the dark force side, right? You're going to basically come onto our side, or you're going to go away in hiding forever. We're going to clone you, and the clone is going to do what we want it to do, right? Because they didn't like that Oprah had a high, had like an actual high frequency information and actually good things to say, and she was actually helping people. They didn't like that. They wanted her help to be infiltrated with a little bit of dark force information, like really, really good things. And then there was just a little bit of dark force information, kind of throw people off and fuck people up. It's kind of like The Secret, the movie The Secret, or the book The Secret. Great information for the most part, but then there's
like, okay. Yeah, clones. Yeah. Oprah. Oprah is a clone because she didn't sign a contract when a dark force came to see her and told her that you need to start doing what we say or else we're going to hurt your family or some crap. And she said no. So they just took her and cloned her. And the Oprah that we see now is a cloned Oprah, and that's why she's having a downfall. So stupid. It's so funny. Powder's Playground says this contract, is it actually a physical contract or a metaphorical contract? She's going back and forth. Like it's, I mean, technically it's supposed to be kind of metaphorical, I guess, or like spiritual, right? A spiritual contract. But she's saying that the contracts that famous actors sign for their like movie deals, TV shows, etc., are also these contracts. So she's going back and forth between the two. Ken, you get a demon, you get a demon. Yeah. Kristen, why would you want to be fixed? Wouldn't you fear that they take and clone you too? Oh, it's so funny. She brings science into this in a minute.
just like some things thrown in there that will make it not work, so that you then stop thinking that manifestation works, because they don't want you to think manifestation works. So it's like, oh, there's really good information, but then they throw in a little curveball, so then it doesn't work. So then you stop believing that it works because they don't want you to know how manifestation works. So if you know how manifestation actually works, then they lose a lot of their power, right? So what happens is, oh my gosh, train of thought, I just went down a whole rabbit hole. Okay, so Oprah, what happened was, when I intuitively look in, Oprah said, not signing your fucking deals. I'll literally go away forever, clone me, whatever. I want nothing to do with it. So the Oprah you see today is quite literally a clone of the actual Oprah. It is not the real Oprah. And the clone is now run by these absent of light beings and absent of light people. And so because everyone looks up to Oprah, which they should, because at one point, because she was actually giving really high frequency information, they didn't like that it wasn't infiltrated. They didn't like that she wouldn't like sign other things or like do other things or actually take people down a wrong path. So she opted out. She's in hiding somewhere, just walking around in plain sight. The Oprah you see, everywhere else is actually a clone. So that Oprah, again, everyone looks up to her because it's Oprah. They rightfully looked up to the old Oprah. They shouldn't be looking up to this Oprah, because this Oprah is a clone. This Oprah has great information, but it's weaved in with absent of light information to kind of create this like a false hope kind of thing. Cloning people is a thing. They clone animals all the time. You probably have heard of that. They are about...
Okay. Sorry, at my mic a bunch. They clone animals, but the clone comes out as a baby. It's not a fully grown person. This isn't like a movie. It's a baby. Like, it still needs to grow up. Is this in 1.5 speed? No, she talks this fast. Yeah. Ken, she sure feeds on paranoia. Yeah, that's exactly what she's doing. Like, I think she knows what she's doing. She's making up shit and she's trying to scare people so they'll pay her to protect them. Because now they're going to be scared that these things are coming after them. And so they're going to throw money at her to protect themselves. Yeah. Yeah, they clone animals. You crazy. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, when you clone things, like, it's not a fully grown person that comes out and she's taken like multiple science fiction like movies, stories, and then she's got a little bit of sprinkle of the Bible in there, and then she's got a little bit of sprinkle of new age spiritualism in there, and she just like mashed it all together with paranoia and pay her
About 100 years ahead in technology than they lead out to be. Or introduced to the world.
Oh, okay. So the demons are 100 years in technology ahead of time. So like down in hell, they just have like a clone lab going on. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this lady on? Seriously. Ken, the film Boys from Brazil would send her over the edge. Yeah, I mean, she's probably got some of that in there. Yeah, yeah. Chris, how do you know, Fleur, you weren't there? Yeah. A lot of people put that in my comments. I'm like, critical thinking? Like, how do I know? Critical thinking. Like, come on. KK. Also, a clone isn't going to act and react the same since they don't have the same lived experiences of the original. Yeah, I know. It's so stupid. You weren't there, says Kristen in all caps. Yeah, I get that a lot in comments. It's so stupid. I'm like, what does that mean? Or like, what is the one on the Tyler Henry thing? I got a bunch of comments saying, why don't you get a reading from him and then you can comment on him? I'm like, because I'm not going to give him my money. And also he's booking way ahead of time and he charges too much. No, I'm not going to pay for that. If you want to pay for that, then I'll take your money to pay him, I guess. It's stupid. And then the other comment is, well, why don't you get a brain scan and prove that it's all whatever bullshit, right? And it's just like, again, I'm not going to pay for a cute EEG. It's pseudoscience. I'm not paying $900 for that shit. Yeah, Keely. Yeah, that's KK. That's her other account. Yeah, yeah. KK. Yeah, exactly. They just had the same DNA. Yeah, they're not like the same person. They're just... Oh, yeah, KK. Kristen here is also KK. Her initials are KK as well. So it's so funny.
So they're 100 years ahead in technology than we would ever be introduced to at all points all the time. So you can look up, a lot of people are clones. Like you can look up on YouTube, Will Smith in an interview saying he's a clone and it'll come up. Like someone asked Will Smith, like, how do you like have energy for all these projects? He goes, oh, well, I have a clone for movies. I have a clone for singing. I have a clone.
It was a joke, you idiot. Like, it's literally a joke.
For this, I have a clone for my family. Like he's straight up just telling everyone that he has clones and he's not lying. Like, but people think like, oh, he's so funny. He's joking. They're not joking. Like they're literally just telling you what's going on. And so what can happen is if Oprah said, oh yeah, I'll come to your side, she would have then signed some contracts. She would have still been there, like not been a clone, but she would have had dark forces corded into her and running her. And she was a light, so she wouldn't want to do that. But her family and her lives were threatened. So what else is she going to do, right? She
started this whole thing by saying that like this came to her in her intuition. Like this was a psychic. This was a psychic vision. Yeah.
Thing to do with you anymore. They probably just pay her off and who knows where she is, right? She could be hiding in plain sight for all we know. Maybe you've passed her on the street and you don't even realize. So that's kind of what can happen. That's an extreme case. It's not all that extreme, but that's an extreme example of kind of what I am talking about. So, and what happens is through this information, yes, some of it's really good, but the part that is the absent of light information, what it's doing is it's actually shutting down people's gifts. It's shutting down people's intuition and ability to kind of think for themselves. And it's shutting down their opportunities in their lives. And they're totally, totally unaware of this. Okay. Because you feel really good when you're around them because they are saying some good information and they are saying things that are really accurate. It's kind of like, I'll tell you the name, not on the podcast, but team will cut this. We'll cut this name out, but we can share the rest of the story. So this healer, this person, this teacher.
Okay, so she's name dropping like famous people, but she doesn't want to name drop other coaches publicly because she doesn't want to end up on their radar, right? You see what she's doing? Like, she sounds crazy, and I am saying this lady's crazy, but I actually think that she knows what she's doing. Like, she is well aware of the things she's saying, and she's just making shit up. And she knows what she's doing. This business, like, I'm watching the grift. Oh, sorry. It's the grift, right? I scare everyone. I make them all think that dark forces are going to take them over and ruin their lives. I tell them that all the other coaches are being controlled by dark forces, and I'm the only one who knows how to control the dark forces and get them away from me. And you have to take your coaching courses with me because I will teach you how to protect yourself because the other coaches can't because they're being controlled by dark forces. Yeah. Yeah, Chris, my suspension of disbelief is in disbelief. Yeah. Julie, yeah, that's what she's doing. Yeah. Yeah, she's like, she knows what this is a grifter, guys. This is a grifter. And that word vomit, like she's letting the word vomit out. This is not scripted, and she's just making shit up as she goes. Like there might have been like a little bit of stories that she just like decides, but I honestly think she just has a really good imagination and she's just making shit up. She's sprinkling these crazy stories in but she's telling you, like she's convincing people that there's something wrong with them, and she's the only one that can help. And buy the course if you want the names too. That's she's doing a FOMO thing with name drops. She already name dropped some celebrities, and she's hiding some other names so that people will pay $50 just to know the names. Yeah.
His books and information are really, really good. Like incredible information.
She's probably talking about Tony Robbins.
Neuroscience, really great information. Read his books. Like they're great.
Okay, well, hold on. She just gave it away, I'm sure. Hold on. Spiritual neuroscience. Who's like a famous one? I don't even know what to call them. There's a Dr. Bill Price introducing the neuroscience of things spiritual. I could probably find it pretty quickly if I like spend some time on it, or not quickly, but you know what I mean? Okay, so there's several authors. Bruce Lipton, the author of The Biology of Belief. Deepak Chopra, the author of 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. I don't think he does neuroscience though. Tony Robbins is in there. A lot of online coaches have a lot of shitty things to say about Tony Robbins. Not that he's an angel, but a lot of them hook onto Tony Robbins and tear him apart because he's the top, like, well-known coach. So if there's something wrong with Tony Robbins and you know what's wrong with him, then you must be a really good coach because you see something wrong with the most famous coach in the world, right? A lot of coaches hook onto Tony Robbins. You can put pieces together and figure out who she's talking about.
But they haven't figured out how to infiltrate you through books. So that's why you can read his books. You go do his meditation. What his meditations are doing are actually rewiring your subconscious to feel better and heal yourself in that moment, but it's going to cause another body ailment down the road later. And that's what the literal meditations are doing. So yes, you're going to feel good, like it healed your thing, but it's literally wired and programmed to then have you have a different body ailment later and like make another one pop up. So that's what it's doing, which is wild because I intuitively knew that I actually, yeah. There was one point in my like younger.
So like she keeps saying, also listen, I intuitively know means that she got like a psychic vision or whatever bullshit. But she's just saying there, like if you do meditation with this guy, you will end up sick.
Years of younger. Ew, that sounds so weird. My like earlier years of doing this where I wasn't really looking for dark forces in the healing world, and I would go to do his meditations and I literally could not focus. Like my higher self would not let me focus. I would never go into like that deep meditative state that you can get into when you meditate and that I can get into if I meditate to just something else or my own self or whatever. Like could never get into it. Like my higher self would never let me open up my energy to him. So 3 times of trying it, I was like, fuck this. I'm just not supposed to do this. Now come to find out, when I looked into why, I'm like, oh my God, it's because of the stuff and the portals and the entities and the programming that's infiltrated into that. You can program anything. So with this audio, I program that whoever listens to it is connected to gold and pink light. You can program things for good. You can program things for bad, right? So you could program that if someone listens to this, like what he does is if someone listens to this, they're going to start to feel better. They're going to think my work works, but it's going to give them another body ailment. And it's like
I'd be curious her backstory if she says that she's been a psychic medium since she was 5, like they all say, because right there, she's pretty much saying that she didn't know how to meditate. Like 19 years old. Okay. Maybe she learned how to meditate when she was 20. That kind of matches with her story. Like normal life, you have bad health as you age. Yeah, that's true. Yep. Her high self. Oh, like high, like, yeah. She does talk about a lot of plant medicines in her thing. Yeah.
It helps you, but then it hurts you at the same time is kind of what starts to happen. And that's specifically in his stuff. Books are great information in the books. I don't doubt that what he says in the books is about his own life and how he healed himself is 100% real, accurate truth. And also there's some other intentions there of he was really, really, really in fear, felt really, really powerless in his life, felt really, really, really insecure, didn't want to go the source route of helping people because it doesn't look so glamorous at first. The source route of helping people, you're helping 2 people. 2 people show up to your course, right? For 2 years. Then maybe 10 come. Then maybe 20 come 3 years later, right? That is a very natural progression of a healer that's aligned with source, right? He didn't want to necessarily do that. So there were other things and other
I can't tell if this is a troll comment. Slowly but surely, we will get AI's work spread to 3.5 billion. Laughing face. Thank you for sharing all this wonderful information. Praying heart, pray.
contracts and things that happened. And then what happens is the dark force, absent of light, needs to get light from a human. And the human who's working with the dark force wants to get money, fame, and power. They pair up. The human basically is like, okay, like I'll help you court into the people who come to my thing. You can get your food and your light from these light beings. And then you can help me get more money, fame, and power. And that's like kind of like the deal that they have. That happens in Hollywood as well in a little bit of a different way. So over the last I don't know, 10,000 years, 9,000 years, maybe less. But dark forces have had major influence on humanity. Honestly, even more control than light beings have had up until this point. The tables are turning now, especially.
It just feels like she's talking about demons and just Bible scare tactic crap. Also, if you look at her other stuff too, she interviews her team. So these are the other people that you can get readings from, right? Trying to get more money off people. Sounds like an MLM and an MLM. Yeah, it does actually. Yeah, I mean, if you sign up with these MLMs, it's kind of like you're signing with a demon, aren't you? Kristen says, imagine a dark force trying to pull one over on us. And we're like, yeah, give it a shot, bub. Also, your emotions are not your intuition. The science behind intuition. Oh, yeah. She talks about science a lot in other episodes of things, too, and other interviews she's been on, because she's a scientist, guys. I don't know what her degree is, but apparently she's a scientist. Source truth on dark forces in the LA fires. That's so inappropriate. Is she going to say that the dark forces started the fires? Come on. The source truth as to why you get cheated on in relationships. Yeah. It's a lot of buy my course and I'll fix your life. Soul Pull mini workshop and live Q&A. I will listen to that one. I'm curious, but because I want to see what crap she spews. Energetic and physical tools to succeed in your career. Yeah, she does do a lot of career coach crap. clip from the Career Advantage workshop. The higher self path is not the easy path in my business story. Actually, that's the one to listen to if I'm going to do a deep dive. And then I take little tidbits of what people say in their story, and then I start researching the other things that they mention briefly, because that usually leads me on to something else. The source, truth on soul plan versus intentional manifestation. The source and scientific explanation on your potential and how to, again, she's a scientist. She's got that PhD, The source, truth of what's potentially going on in the world, how to prepare. The clip from Glow Foundation. Soul lessons. Okay. Why you have body dysmorphia and God, that is not good. Again, she's getting involved in people that have like mental illness and issues that they should be seeing a therapist for, not a crazy lady, a crazy grifter who's like, this is just not good. You should not be involving yourself in stuff like this. It's like, this stuff is so scummy. This is so scummy. She's so scummy. But yeah, she gets like interviewed on other stuff because, where's that one? There's this one here. And I listened to some of this. She pretty much just says the same crap. She just doesn't like name drop as much. So, but yeah, so this is the little dip I wanted to do on this lady, but there's obviously a lot more to her. So, did she talk about curing cancer too? Hold on.
Clear those dark forces and reintegrate yourself. And he said that if you leave pieces of yourself behind, you're fine for now. But in like 10, 20, 30 years, it can manifest, like you said, as mental illness. Yep. It can manifest as cancer. It can manifest as just your life going to shit.
Yep.
And so I'm like, Allie, I don't have a solution for people. So I've never really shared this perspective before. And you were like, Catherine, I have a solution. So what's the solution, Allie?
I have a solution. What's great is that you can actually learn to recover your energy yourself. You can learn to clear dark forces yourself. You can learn how to be like your own energetic healer.
Pretty much talking about like you're going to get cancer from this stuff. Yeah. Why all the Hollywood talk? This girl, I don't know if you can tell in her voice, like I talk a little bit like California in my voice sometimes, even though I'm not from there. But I have a best friend who's a Valley girl. This girl's from the Valley. I can tell because she's got that same inflection and like it's an accent and like the way that she says like a lot like I do too. But she's, yeah.
Whether you want to do it for other people or whether you just want to do it for yourself.
So that's why she's talking about famous people so much.
For at least themselves. All energy work is guiding light into cells. And so you can learn how to retrieve your own soul, retrieve your own energy, retrieve all the missing parts of your chakras. You can learn how to clear off these entities.
Apparently your soul is in multiple pieces all over the place. Thetans again. Yeah. There's a bunch more of these kind of psychics. Although this one's interesting because she's doing the business coaching and she integrates with like the MLM kind of thing with it too. For sure. Yeah. She's got that Valley girl accent. But wiser than Scientology because she claims the bad parts don't stay away. Genius-ish. Yeah. I recommend too, like watching, I don't know. Okay. You should watch Danielle Ryan's like reaction to her
up your
too,
intuition. You're
so
opening
funny.
yourself up to healing world. The healers themselves, the teachers, they don't know this is really happening or they're aware of dark forces. They think they're being cleared through sage or setting the intent.
They don't know what's happening, but I know what's happening because I'm so much smarter than everyone and I know way more than everybody else. So I'm just so great.
And I choose you're not here. Again, okay.
Hold on, wait. I wanted to, her Oprah reaction, Danielle's Oprah reaction is really funny. We're not going to
name drop too much on the podcast, but we can name drop in the membership. But there are a lot of
coaches would just call each other out by being hijacked by dark forces. They're all making passive aggressive podcast episodes talking about each other without naming each other. So funny.
And then people do that too. And then the people match up with the beings and then they like start working together. So that's kind of where I'm going here with this story. So
honey, you lost me. I don't even know where the story started. Harrison says, drop a 1 in the chat if you're rooting for Team Demon. Honestly, I'm right there.
They have chosen different paths, these absent of light, energetic.
See how she's got that and question on the screen?
Because of that,
I want to know
human
like
beings
what
to them
maybe it's a
are
Streamlabs
like
thing, 'cause I don't really
batteries,
use
okay?
Streamlabs.
People who have light and who are connected to
Sorry, human beings to who? Who are we batteries to? To source energy? Yeah, Suzanne, I can't make sense of any of this. No, I'm lost. I'm very, very, very lost.
B. We used to go to the same church in LA. I would see him in church and he would be like rocking back and
the
forth.
Oprah was like after this.
What
I
is
think.
her obsession with celebrities? So far in this entire episode, she has mentioned no one but celebrities. I don't know. It's not relatable. I want to know name the coaches. Name the coaches who you think are operating with dark, evil forces. That's what I want to know. Tell me the tea. Tell me the names. I don't care about the celebrity. I want to know who should I be giving my money to? Because I'm assuming the answer is you. But why don't you just say that?
There are ascended masters and light beings who are meant to be famous and well known, like a Jesus Christ or like certain people like that, right? And they are here to be that, to help and heal the world. And that is a thing that is for sure happens.
I mean, I agree with the sentiment that there are a lot of people on the internet who, just because they have a certain size following and they can speak confidently on camera, people believe what they say to be gospel. And I think that can be really dangerous. I'm just confused as to how this woman is any different than that. Like, if we go to her Instagram account, she has 15,000 followers, which is pretty sizable for Instagram. Probably gives her some level of credibility in terms of, like, people's perception of her. So who gets to say whether or not what you're saying is true or not? Just because you have a following of 15,000 people, does that mean that you are a credible source of information and that I should believe what you've said? How am I to know that you haven't signed one of these contracts, these alleged evil contracts, right? Suzanne says, I'm so confused as to what her point is. I think her point is everyone else is terrible except me, so buy my program. Like, all this episode is giving me is everyone else is bad, but I am good. So come join my membership, buy my program, etc., and I'll teach you how to be good too, because I said so.
So, Danielle, she's funny. Danielle Ryan. I do recommend go check her out and check out some of her videos and streams. So I like her. Just like I like the bluntness of it. So. Like the thing I don't like, especially about her, is she's talking about like curing mental illness and stuff, and like, removing the COVID vaccine from your body. And in this podcast, they were talking about cancer, and essentially then she can teach you how to avoid these dark forces. So I guess you don't get cancer. So then you won't go and get cancer testing done if it runs in the family, because this lady says that only dark forces cause cancer. So you know what I mean? Like this is a slippery slope. You should not get involved in medical stuff. All these grifters and psychics, like, stay out of medical and stay out of criminal cases. Because those are the two things that, like, one, you can be really liable for. But two, it's just really scummy. This stuff is just really scummy. The Oprah stuff is just past that point. Here, this sweet goth BFTV. That's the girl, the lady who sent me this
poll, and
this
they were mad about it
information.
because you're going to basically either do what we say, come onto our side. This was like the dark force side, right? You're going to basically come onto our side, or you're going to go away in hiding forever. We're going to clone you, and the clone is going to do what we want it to do, right? Because they didn't like that Oprah had a high, had like an actual high frequency information.
Do people actually believe this? This doesn't make any logical sense because, okay, let's pretend. Let's follow the brainwave here. Oprah is a light being. Then she gets threatened by the dark forces. The dark forces say, you either have to come over to the dark side or you have to get cloned. Like, what? Ah! I cannot even take any of this seriously. Someone in the chat asks, how do we know if she's legit? Exactly. Who decided that what this woman is saying is true? Who decided that she's the one that gets to determine who is good and who is evil? Guys, I'm getting angry. I'm getting upset. I don't like it. I hate it here.
So that was her reaction. I just thought it was funny. She's everything wrong with the world right now. Yeah. Star Wars. Yeah, actually, it's kind of like Star Wars, right? With the Force or something. Oh, and the Idaho, that psychic that got involved in the Idaho stuff, she's in the news again. So I got to go through and download all these clips and stuff. Someone apparently has a backup of all this TikToks that she did. So I got to go through that. The Idaho case doesn't start until like August. I kind of want to do a video on it, but I wanted to wait. Oh, here's the lady on YouTube. Oh God. Okay. So I wanted to wait until the case was over, but the case doesn't start till August. So now I'm like, I don't know, maybe I should just do the video and then I could do like a follow-up when the case is done. This lady is nuts.
These are all intentional.
Okay. She's got alien encounters, some spells, whatever. She's apparently a witch too. Anita Serene threatened me. Oh yeah. She also likes to like stir up shit with other creators. Like she like goes after them and tries to get them to make like response videos to her. So then she can make like a, I'm being attacked video or whatever back. It's so stupid. And okay. So she's exposing a psychic scam. All right. Okay, she exposed a psychic scam, and then this person came after her and threatened her. This is her classic. This is what she does. Anita tripping on more than tarot and edibles. So, like, this girl's really pick me as well. You should go to her because all these other psychics are not okay. Like, and she's telling you what's wrong with everything. She says, like, she covers the weirdest stuff. She does do a lot of alien stuff. What I gained working with the Egyptian goddess Isis, a witch's demons forced me to quit and cursed in love. My experiment in working with Baal or Baal. I wasn't prepared for Baal's power. And then she also does these like rants about how people shouldn't work with demons, but she's always talking about working with demons. And she says that she was in hell for like 500 years or some crap. She really goes off on her shorts, though.
Entities and spirits out there, malevolent spirits, some may call them demons. I think she is one that does that. They will pretend to be,
I know, I just made her list.
Not just deities, but your lost loved ones, your spirit guides. They will trick you. They're called tricksters for a reason. The astral parasites, they feed off energy, fear, even positive energy they feed off sometimes. That's what incubus and succubus are. They feed off sexual energy.
This girl is sitting here saying that I'm a fearmonger, but she just contradicted herself over and over, admitting that there are demons, there's malevolent spirits, there's tricksters, parasites. Stop adding different names and stop watching Teal Swan. I don't know what the hell is going on with the community in the paranormal world today. I keep hearing the word trickster spirits, parasites. Stop changing the name. They're demons. They're nothing else. And yeah, people say, oh, well.
The demon classification came after like trickster jinn spirits. Like it was spirits first before it was demons historically.
Well, the word demon just means evil spirit or spirit, but it doesn't matter if you call them tricksters or parasites. They're still demonic, malevolent, evil spirits that came from hell.
Okay, if it doesn't matter what you call them, then why are you making a big deal over what this woman's calling them? Like, it's so stupid. Also, Chris Florio's protection spell. No, people go after me. Trust me. I have a bunch of people that hate me out in the world.
No, I don't believe for a second that
This
you're actually
clip.
psychic. 2, I don't think you've ever been to hell, much less for 1,800 years.
It doesn't matter
There it
to
is.
me if you believe that I'm a witch or not. I don't care.
She says she's been in hell for 1,800 years, that she went to hell for 1,800 years.
If you believe that I was in hell for over 1,800 years, I don't care. The levels of the dimensions and how those dimensions are so different from what we are here. The time does not exist in the other realms like it does here. It's not the same. Do I take his remark about that personally? Does it hurt my heart? Does it make me sad? No, I don't give a shit. I don't care. Okay, you don't believe it. That's fine. But when you die, you're going to get a wake-up call because it's a painful reality.
And she started off saying, people need to stop calling me a fearmonger. And then she ended with, when you die, you're going to get a wake-up call. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway. She likes to show her ass a
The
lot.
rich guy, lay up the trailer park. I'm telling you.
because what
What's the
happens
point
is every
of
single
that?
time when you open a portal to hell and you leave this portal open, whether you close it or not, without the help of angels, for example, or higher vibrational spirits or other deities or goddesses, like gods or goddesses, the problem is that allows more demons and devils and horrible vibrational spirits that come from hell to reign supreme on the land and cause havoc and chaos to other living people on this planet.
My alien encounters and revealing government secrets. Like, people take, I don't know. Very, very spiritual, those dancing videos. Yeah. Don't think that vibration is a spirit. Yeah. I want to be just like her when I grew up. Yeah. So yeah, this is another one too. But this one, she goes a little bit, I don't know. I think that this chick believes everything she's saying. She went after actually proving demons a bunch. I did notice that too. It was kind of funny. I saw that after the proving demons drama happened. She was going after him because he keeps opening portals to hell or some crap. I don't know. And then, yeah, she yells at people for working with demons, but then she's working with demons. Like, I don't understand her logic. The Karens of Satan, like what? Gypsy Rose, the sacrifice? Gypsy Rose's sinister deal for fame. What the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Kat Von D is still a witch. Satanic clues. You are literally calling yourself Melinda the Mystic Witch, and you're giving someone else shit for being a witch? What the fuck? Britney Spears' bizarre demonic behavior. Okay, now Britney Spears is a demon. All right, okay. Now she's working with Horus because, you know, he has time for her. Cody and Satori might be arrested for leaked footage. Oh my God. Like the fucking clickbait view bait crap that she's pulling too, you know? This was a year ago. It was probably around the time that all the drama was happening. Proving demons is cursed. She goes after proving demons a lot. Sam and Colby is conjuring house exposed by a psychic medium. Yeah, okay, yeah. That's why she did this video. She did this all for views. This was her views. That was a clickbait. What it's like dating spirits. So she's dating spirits now. Like, what the hell is this lady on? Melinda the drama witch. Yeah. Eugenia Cooney's demonic diet. Oh my God. Nikocato's demon of gluttony explained. Well, he's 2 steps ahead, so yeah. She does like a lot of fear mongering, but then she says that she's dating spirits, working with demons, all this other crap. Like, it's so stupid. The low-life producers who put me in the Johnny versus Amber documentary. Thanks for proving I was right. Did they put her in a documentary? Is that why she got a following? She was put in the documentary as some like crazy psychic online saying some crap that happened to come true or something. How to work with Archangel Michael. But then you're working with demons too. So like make up your mind. Working with Shiva. Yeah, like she has the fucking time for you. Satanic after school club for kids versus demonologist. Right after you just said you were working with angels. Okay, you can just work with both. It's not a problem. Oh yeah, and she goes on about Teal Swan a lot too, which Teal Swan kind of like, we could do an episode on Teal Swan because that one is kind of upper alley, to be honest. TikToker gets red pilled on the devil. Like, what would be like a deep dive that we could do on things like this? Like, I don't want to be mean, but like the kooks of YouTube, like spiritualists that are off their rocker. Like, I don't even know. I died, met Jesus, and returned to repeat this message. Oh, Lord. I am God? Wait, is she saying I am God? What would I even call a deep dive on this? It's crazy. Like, the internet, there's no filter. Like, just people can come out here and say whatever. Like, it's just, what I just don't get is why they get a following. You know what I mean? Like, well, I mean, I get it, but like, it's scary that people follow people like this. Like people who are following people like this are people that are in like, they're looking for a purpose or meaning, or like, you know what I mean? Like they're not totally rational. Like they're usually dealing with like something, and they're struggling in life, or, you know, whatever. Like it just, it's so, the clickbait fake YouTubers of the spiritual world. Yeah. Also like selling the coaching. Actually, wait, does this chick sell any coaching? Hold on, let's look. Formerly known as Last Frontier Medium. Yeah, she rebranded as a witch. Tarot. She sells angel dust. Okay, she's got 3 books. I wonder how accurate they are. It's not hard to actually write an accurate one though. Oh, here we go. Tarot readings. Insta Tarot. So that's just computer software. Crystal Tarot. Hold on, let's see. How much? Oh, it doesn't say. I have to fill out a stupid form. It's always, you got to fill out a stupid form. Whenever you got to fill out a stupid form, you know it's going to be expensive. Yeah. So she charges for all that. So she's got all these different readings. Paranormal advisory. Does she charge for this? She does a reading, so she has to charge for this. Yeah. What if I want a refund? Yeah. So she charges for this. Yeah. Most like mediums and stuff offer things like paranormal advisory. Like they usually offer it for free. I mean, most, whatever, credible mediums or whatever, I guess you want to call it credible. At least she's not doing MLM coaching like this chick is. So even this chick, this manifestation babe, like she's doing the same crap.
Manifestation babe.
She's doing manifestation coaching, right? So like this is all the same bullshit. Let's see, where's your website? Linktree. Yeah, she makes you go through, you got to sit through the thing, and that will lead you down a sales funnel. She does the whole sales funnel thing. But yeah, this manifestation coaching, like I feel like that could even do a whole video, because like you don't need to pay anyone to teach you how to do manifestation stuff, because it's not magic, it's just psychological. So her site looks a lot like the other crazy. Yeah, they all design their websites to say like, I believe that they're all like probably Shopify or whatever. Like it's a template from the Shopify, because I used to do web design for small businesses. The absence of critical thinking. Yeah. It really is. It really is. That woman made my head hurt. Yeah. I'm sorry for causing your headache. All right, Julia, have a good night. Kristen, have a good night. Thank you guys for coming out. Also, I will have a demon history video coming out probably tomorrow or something like that. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for coming to watch the live and taking part in it. And we could do like little mini dips like this every once in a while on weeks that I just don't have anything prepared for the weekend. Like this week has been a little bit crazy. So. But I will talk to you guys later. You guys have a good night. And yeah, that's it. That's all. All right. Good night, guys.